Morning students, this is class 11th maths lecture 4th of chapter 1st sets. Topics we will study today are Venn diagrams, operations on sets and their properties, difference of sets, and in the last solution of exercise 1.3 which I have given you homework in the previous lecture. So first is Venn diagram. Relationships between the sets can be represented by means of diagrams which are known as Venn diagrams. If we want to show the relationship between the sets, so the diagrams which are used are known as Venn diagrams. So in Venn diagrams, sets are represented by the circle inside the universal set. If U is our universal set, so represent the universal set by this rectangle, and any set is represented as the circle inside the universal set. Like we have drawn this circle, this shows the or this represents the set A. If U is the set 1, 2, 3, 4 and the set A is 1, 2, so list the elements of A inside the circle, right? And the left elements of the universal set, which is 3 and 4, which are not in A, so show them outside the circle, this outside the set A but in the universal set, right? Now operations on sets, as we have done operations like addition, subtraction, etc. on numbers. Similarly, we will define some operations on sets. So first is union of sets. If suppose A and B be two sets, then union of A and B represented by this symbol. This symbol represents the union of A and B. A union B will contain all the elements of A and B, the common elements being taken only once. So what is the union of two sets? It is a set which will include all the elements of A and all the elements of B. Also the elements which are present in A and B both will be taken only once. So if A is given to us as 1, 2, 3, B is the set 3, 4, 5, then union of A and B will be the elements of A 1, 2, 3, the elements of B 3, 4, 5, also 3 belongs to the set A and B, but we will take it as only once, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be the union of A and B. Mathematically, we say that A union B is the set X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. X is any element which either belongs to A or belongs to B. Let us take one more example. If A is equal to the set 1, 2, 3, 4, B is the set 1, 2. So A union B will be the set which will contain the elements of the set A and set B. So A union B here will be 1, 2, 3, 4 elements of A and then elements of B, which is 1, 2, which are already present. So A union B we can see is nothing but the set A. So this gives us the note that A union B is equal to A if B is a subset of A. Here A union B is equal to A, so we can clearly see that B is nothing but a subset of A. Second, if A union B is equal to B, if and only if A is a subset of B. In Venn diagram, A union B is represented as, if this is my universal set, this is the set A, this is the set B, then the shaded portion is the A union B set, right? All the elements of A and all the elements of B. So this is the Venn diagram representation of the set A union B. Properties of union. First is that A union B is equal to B union A, and it is known as commutative law. You can take any example of A and B, find the A union B and find B union A, it will be equal because in both of these sets the elements of A and B will come, right? Second is known as associative law. What this law says that A union B whole union C is equal to A union whole B union C. It means associative law says that if three sets are given to you, then you can take union of any two sets and then find its union with the third set. For example, if say A, B and C three sets are given, 1, 2, B is 3, 4, C is 5. So first of all, we'll find A union B union C. So for A union B, so A union B is this set. Now to find this set A union B union C, we will take union of this set and C set, which will come union of this set and C set, which is 5. So it will be this set. Let this be 1. Now we have to find A union B union C. So first of all, we'll find B union C. So B is 3, 4, C is 5. Then B union C will be 3, 4, 5. Its union with A. So A is 1, 2. Right? B union C we just calculated. Union of these two will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Name it as 2. Clearly 1 is equal to 2. So we can say that A union B union C is equal to A union B union C, what we wanted. So this is our associative law. Next is that A union phi is A, because union of A with the set which has no element is A. Similarly, A union A will be A. A union universal set will be universal set. Let us take an example to understand this. Let A be this, universal set with this. Universal set will obviously contain the set A. So now A union universal set, A union universal set, and it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is nothing but universal set. So A union universal set is universal set. Clear? Now comes the next operation, which is intersection of sets. Let A and B be two sets, then intersection of A and B, which is represented by this symbol. This symbol is used for intersection. So intersection of two sets A and B is the set which contains the elements which belongs to both A and B. So the elements which A intersection B contains are those which are contained in both the sets A and set B. For example, if A is given to us this set 1, 2, 3, B is the set 2, 3, 4, then the intersection will contain those elements which will be in A and also in the set B. So intersection of these two sets will be 2, 3, because 2 and 3 are two elements which is present in this set also and in this set B also. So A intersection B will be 2, 3. Mathematically, A intersection B is equal to X such that X belongs to A and X belongs to B. In union, in place of and there were or, because in union X either belongs to A or either belongs to B. But in intersection, X is such that X belongs to A and also X belongs to B. Now let us take one example. Let A is equal to the set 1, 2, 3, B is the set 1, 3. Then intersection of A and B, that is the common elements in A and B, are 1 and 3. And this set is clearly, we can see it is the set B. So this also gives us the note that A intersection B is equal to B if B is a subset of A. Here A intersection B is equal to B. So we can clearly see B is nothing but the subset of A. And similarly, A intersection B will be equal to A if A is a subset of B. In Venn diagram, A intersection B is represented as this. This is the universal set. This is the set A. This is the set B. And the shaded portion, that is the common part which is included in A and B both the set. This is the common part of the set A and B. So this is the intersection of A and B. Now comes the disjoint sets. Let A and B be two sets. Then A and B are said to be disjoint sets if A intersection B is phi. That is, if there is no common element in A and B. Right? If A and B are two elements such that there is no common element between them, then their intersection will be phi and the sets are said to be disjoint sets. For example, if A set is given as 1, 2, 3 and the set B is 4, 5, then A intersection B is those elements which are common in A and B. But since there is no element common in A and B, so the A intersection B is phi and therefore A and B are disjoint sets. Clear what are disjoint sets? Now properties of intersection. First property is like union only, commutative law, which says A intersection B is equal to B intersection A. Associative law is the second property which says A intersection B whole intersection C is equal to A intersection whole B intersection C. That is, if three sets are given to you, you can take intersection of any two sets and then their intersection with the third set, right? Phi intersection A is phi. Why this is so? Phi has no elements. A is given any set. So the common elements between these two sets will be nothing, as phi contains no element. So the intersection will also be phi. Intersection of universal and the set A will always be A. Why? Because A is nothing but the subset of universal. So intersection of these two sets will be A only. For example, if A is given to us as 1, 2, universal set is this. So the intersection, the common part is 1, 2. Because A is a subset of universal set, so intersection will always be A. Now A intersection A will be A. This is obvious. Intersection of the same set will be the same. Now next comes the distributive law. What this law says, that intersection can be distributed, right? A intersection B union C can be written as A intersection B union A intersection C. We'll prove it by an example. Proof I'll give you later. First look this example. A is given to us 1, 2, B is 2, 3, C is 1, 4. So what we want to find? B union C. So B union C will be 2, 3, 1, 4. Now intersection of this B union C with A will be common elements in those two sets. So this will be, the common elements are 1, 2. So this set will be 1, 2. Let this be 1. Now we will find A intersection B and A intersection C. So intersection of A and B is, you can check, it's 2. A intersection C is 1, right? So now union of these two sets. Union of these two sets will be 1 and 2. Let this be second, as 1 and second are equal. These two sets will also be equal. This is known as distributive law. Now next is difference of sets. The difference of the sets A and B in this order only. In this order, A minus B. It is called as A minus B, or the difference of the set A and B is the set of elements which belongs to A but not to B. So A minus B includes those elements which belongs to the set A but not to the set B. For example, if A is given to you 1, 2, 3 and B has 3, 4, so A minus B will be all the elements which are in A but not in B. So 1 is in A but not in B, so it will come in this set. 2 is in A, 2 is not in B, so this will also come in this set. 3 is in A but 3 is also in B, so 3 will not come in this set. Similarly, B minus A will contain the elements which are in B but not in A. So 3 is in B but 3 is in A, so 3 will not come. 4 is in B but 4 is not in A, so 4 will come, right? And your homework is, you have to do question 1 to 10 of exercise 1.4. Now we will discuss the solutions of exercise 1.3, which I have given you as homework in the previous lecture. So solutions of exercise 1.3. Question number 2. Examine whether the statements are true or false. So first statement is that the set containing A belongs to the set ABC. So easily we can see, to represent relationship between two sets, we always use the symbol subset. Belongs to will not come. This set is a subset of this set, as A belongs to this set and A is present in this set. So this statement is false. Next, the statement X is an even natural number less than 6 is a subset of X is a natural number which divides 36. So the even natural number which is less than 6 are 2 and 4, and the natural number which divides 6 are these. So we can see 2 and 4 which belongs to this set belongs to this set also. So this set is a subset of this set. So the statement is true. So now question number third, let A is the set 1, 2, this complete set 3, 4 with the braces and 5. Which of the following statements are incorrect and why? First is that 3, 4 with the braces is a subset of A. This statement is incorrect as this 3, 4 within the braces is the complete element in A. So this element belongs to the set A. So this statement is incorrect, right? Because this belongs to A. It is not a subset of A. Now next element is in the braces. So this is a subset of A. This is correct. Why? Because this element belongs to A. So this set is a subset of A. So this is a correct statement. Now 1 is a subset of A is incorrect. Same as the first. 1 is the element of A. So 1 belongs to A. Next is 1 to 5 belongs to A. This is also incorrect as 1 to 5 this set is the subset of A, right? Because 1, 2 and 5 all the elements belongs to A. So this is the subset of A. Next is 1, 2, 3 is a subset of A, which is incorrect. This set is not a subset of A as 3 does not belongs to A. See, 1 belongs to A, 2 belongs to A, but this completes element belongs to A, but 3 does not belongs to A. So this statement is incorrect. Now next is 5 belongs to A. This statement is also incorrect as 5 is a subset of A because 5 is a set, and to define the relation between two sets we use subset. So this statement is also incorrect. Next statement that 5 within the braces is a subset of A is incorrect statement as this is meaningless. 5 within the braces is meaningless, right? This does not exist. So this is not a subset of A. Okay. So question number 4, write down all the subsets of the set 5. Since 5 is an empty set, it does not contain any element. So subset of 5 will be just 5. As a set is a subset of itself, therefore the subset of 5 will be the only set 5, right? Next is question number 5. How many elements has power set of A if A is equal to 5? If set A is given as 5, they are asking how many elements will be there in power set of A. So power set of A includes subset of A. What is power set of A? Collections of all the subsets of A, right? So as we have seen in the above question that subset of 5 is just 5. So power set of A will contain only one set which is 5. So power set of A has one element. Clear? Now next is question number 7. Write the intervals in set builder form. This interval is given. We have to write down it in set builder form. So this is x such that x belongs to real number. X is greater than 6 and less than 12. Also at 12 we will introduce equality. Why? Because at 12 the closed bracket is there. Clear? In this set x such that x belongs to real number, here x is greater than minus 23 and less than 5. Equality will be here because at minus 23 the bracket is a closed bracket. At 5 it is a round bracket, or we can call it open bracket. So equality will not be here, right? Next comes question number 8. What universal set would you propose for each of the following? We have to give the universal set for the sets given. So the set of right triangles can be contained in the set of triangles. So universal set for this set can be set of triangles. Similarly, for the set of isosceles triangles, universal set can be set of triangles. Clear?